I have a confession. I'm super behind schedule with my webcomic. I was planning on having the majority of the first chapter thumbnailed and ready to get inked by June, but I haven't even thumbnailed half of the first chapter yet. I did 54 frames in January, 5 in February, and 0 in March. I was nervous about giving a status update on Yuanfen because of how behind I've gotten, but I want to be honest with you all. And I hope communicating about my issues will help me figure out how to make myself more productive. One of the reasons why I've gotten so behind is because I'm my nephew's teacher. He's been homeschooled since COVID started, and this year I'm the one doing all the schoolwork with him so his mom can start working. It's a good trade-off for me personally. My parents are letting me stay home rent-free as long as I do the schooling for my nephew, and that's amazing. But it has been taking away from my time to work on my comic. There's nothing I can do to make that go any faster, so I can't change that. But it's been one of the biggest reasons why I haven't had time to work on Yuanfen. I get so exhausted after doing schoolwork with him that I don't feel like doing anything else, though I'm trying to work on that. Taking walks has actually really been helping my energy up. Who would have thought the therapists that told me exercise would help me was right? Another reason why I've gotten behind on Yuanfen is my anxiety. Every time I look at the script and brainstorm the best way to thumbnail it out, only to sit there for half an hour over analyzing the shitty sketches I make, my insides shrivel. Sometimes I forget that thumbnails are just the beginning process and that I can fix things in the future. I forget that I can fix poses or add background in my final sketches rather than this stage. It's something I need to remind myself constantly so I don't jump around frames trying to fix everything. I've slowly been working on frames again. I was able to get 21 done in April and I've already started doing frames this month, but it's gonna take a lot of time to get done. So I'm gonna start setting weekly goals for myself so I can work on at least 5 frames a day 5 days a week. I know it's probably a rather small goal right now. This is just the bare minimum for me to get done each week. That way if I have a depressive episode one can just try and pump out the bare minimum even if I really don't want to. Since I'm gonna be spending so much time on my comic, I'm gonna have to take a break from YouTube. Not from these kinds of videos, these only take like a week to make at most. I'm just taking a break from shorts. Trying to pump out art for shorts has been killing me. It was fun while it lasted and got me a lot more engagement than I usually get, but it's just not sustainable for my health and my time. I was also anxious about whether I'd be able to get a video out on time, and I think that led me to a bit of creative burnout. I'd usually just draw basic profiles or busts because of how little time I had to work on them, and I don't want to do that constantly anymore. I enjoy making these longer videos too much to take a break from them though. I love making videos about my O.Cs and I don't plan on stopping that anytime soon. Plus, Art Fight's coming up soon and I want to get as many OC introduction videos out as I can before that. This month's OC introduction is dedicated to Yona, by the way. Thank you to everyone who voted. I wasn't expecting him to win, but I was jumping up and down in excitement when I saw he won. I wanted to share some of my progress outside of thumbnailing for my comic, as a treat to you all for being so patient and keeping me motivated to keep working on it. Firstly, I designed some outfits for all the characters that show up excluding Wendy, Panora, and Thomas. Panora and Wendy don't wear clothes so they don't get an outfit sheet, and I want to redesign Thomas so his outfit design's gonna be done later. As for the 3 that I did do, I think they turned out great. The poses were all drawn over bases, so ignore the poses, we're just focusing on the outfits for this one. I wanted to show Terrence's lack of style in his outfit, so he's just wearing a t-shirt for his friend's family-owned restaurant, a pair of khaki shorts that are way too long, and Crocs with socks. I did make the colors match though because I didn't really want the pages to look off-putting with a weird color palette. Diego just wears boxers in chapter 1, so I just found a random pair on Pinterest that I could draw him in. He wears darker colors in his actual clothes, so I wanted to represent that even in his birthday suit. Bonnie's supposed to give off Christian housewife vibes, so I gave her this cute dress I found on Pinterest. I just changed the color to something softer. I also gave her a mini apron because she's cooking in the scene. I've actually already designed this mini apron in one of my Inktober pieces. I just added a lavender design because I thought it looked cuter that way. I also sketched the cover for my comic. I know there's a lot of characters on it, we'll get into it. So firstly, Terrence and Wendy are at the forefront. I was originally just gonna have Terrence standing there, but when I realized I had nowhere to put her I ended up sketching Terence holding her. The left side of the cover is supposed to be the human half of the story, so it includes all the main humans that are important to the story. Starting with Diego since he's one of the most important characters in the story. Behind him is his parents and Tia facing away from the page to show the conflict in the story with her. Then behind them are Enola, Yona and Davia. I haven't actually designed Davia yet, and that's one of the main reasons why I didn't finish the final sketch yet. On the mare side is Panora, who's basically the second main character. They'll be getting their own spin-off in part 2 of the comic which will be in their point of view. They're that important to the story. Behind them is Keenan, who is a massive part of Panora's character arc. Behind Terence is Dakota and Magnolia, as they're the antagonists of the story and aren't really on either side. I'm still working on this one, but I thought it'd be cool to show you what I had so far. I've also done some concept art for Yuanfen Part 2, but they all have spoilers so those aren't getting shown to y'all. I just wanted y'all to know I'm working on that as well. That's all I've got for this update. I'm planning on making another Yuanfen update in the future, likely in the beginning of fall since I already have videos planned in June and July. I have some video recs in the description like I usually do. Some are comic related while others aren't. Please check them out if you can. Thank you for watching. I'll try to do another update in a few months on my further progress. Goodbye.